Hello everyone, welcome to the new video. In this video we will implement that how we can delete multiple items from our list. Let's say we have our list here, how we can select multiple items from this list and delete those items. And we can also cancel this process and also select multiple items and delete those items simultaneously. So let's proceed with this. So first we need to work on that when user long tap on any item, then that item should be selected and the color of that item should be changed like this. So for that we go to our UI package and in that go to do list content, and in here when user long tap on this list item, so for that we go to this list item and in that here we have the modifier. So we use combined clickable method here, which take multiple parameters, and we want to use onLongClick and onClick. These are the two actions which we want to handle, and it's an experimental API, so we need to opt in that we are using this experimental API. So here we introduce two more parameters, item onLongClick and item onClick. Okay, and we trigger this when the item onClick, when the onLongClick action occur, and same for this onClick. And in our list item here we need to pass these parameters, item onLongClick and item onClick. Okay, and in here we need to send these actions to our ViewModel. So for that we pass the action list, to-do list action, item onLongClick, pass the to-do in it, and same for this to-do list action, item onClick, and pass the to-do in it. We haven't defined this action yet, so we go to our to-do list action. Here press Ctrl D and paste this name here, press Ctrl D again, make a copy of this one, and item onClick. And now we need to go to our we need to go to our list item again and change the background color of this item if that item is selected. So for that first we go to our to-do model, and in here we introduce another property, is selected, which will be false by default. And in our to-do list content here we check that if to-do dot is selected, then we show the gray color with the opacity of 5.5, and if it is not selected, when we show this color. So press Ctrl Alt L to reformat this code, and now let's see it in the preview. Tapping on build and refresh. Okay, this preview won't work because we have an error in our code, so press Alt Enter and add remaining branches. And now we will go to our preview and tap on build and refresh again. Okay, so to see that how the color will look like when this is selected, then we pass the hardcore true value in it. Okay, so this is the color which we will see. So now revert back to the previous state where we are passing using the is selected property from this to-do model. And now we go to our to-do list view model, and in here we will handle these actions. So for that we call item onClick method and pass the value in it. And same for this item on long click and pass the value in it. And so press Alt Enter and create this function. And in that, what we will do is we will update the item in our to-do list. So first we get the index of this item. So item index is equal to index of this item. We haven't changed anything in this model, so we can directly pass it to get the index. If item index is -1, then we will return from here, and if it is not, then we will make a copy of this one and store it into the updated value dot copy, and set the is selected to true. Now we will update the to-do list. Set, we already have the item index, and set the updated value on it. And now we will press Alt Enter or this item on click, create this function, and in that first we will check that actually we do the same thing here, just a minor difference, and the difference is that we do not pass true in it, we toggle that value. So value dot is selected and toggle that with the current one, that let's say if the item is already selected and if use a tab on it, then that will be unselected. And yeah, okay, so let's run the app and verify this functionality. Okay, so our app is up and running, and if I long tap on this item, then this will be selected. Click on the other ones, then that will be selected as well. And if I tap on already selected item, then that should be unselected. So now we need to work on that when the selection mode, when user long tab on any first item, then we show the cancel and the delete button on the bottom of the screen. So for that, we go to our list content, and in here we need to show this in the bottom of the screen, these two buttons. So first we will extract to increase the readability of the code here, we will extract this part from here into a separate composable. So press Ctrl Alt M to do LazyColumn, press enter, and in here we will wrap this in a box. I will go to the coding view and box modifier fill max size, move within this box area, and here we use row modifier fill max width, apply some padding, and in here we will use button composable on click text cancel for the left button, and also use modifier weight 1F. Now make copy of this button by selecting it and press Ctrl D, and here we have delete button, and we need to make this button red. So for that we set the colors, button defaults dot button colors dot copy, container color would be material theme dot color dot error, and content, actually it's a container color, and content color would be material theme dot color scheme dot on error. And we need to make this buttons showing on the bottom of the screen. So for that we set the property alignment dot bottom center. Okay, so now let's see the preview of this one. Okay, so our buttons are showing on the bottom of the screen, so just apply some padding between these two buttons. So for that we set the horizontal arrangement property arrangement dot space by 6 dp. Now we need to show this component when the selection mode is enabled. So first I will move this into the separate section. So press Ctrl Alt M, and we are seeing some warning, but we will replace it. We will do workaround for this. So refactor it anyway, and name it as ButtonsContainer, And in here we pass the three parameters: modifier, cancel on click, and delete on click. And here we cut this part from here and replace it with the modifier which we are passing as a parameter, and in here we pass this property modifier is equal to this one, and cancel on click and delete on click. And we will trigger these callbacks when user click on cancel or when user click on delete button. So here we apply a if condition. If it is true, then we show this container. So for that we need to pass a UiState dot if selection mode enabled. So we haven't passed any UiState to this to-do list content. So for that, first we create the UiState for this screen. So create a new data class, name it as to-do list UiState, and in that we have the property is selection mode enabled, and by default this will be false. So we will pass that in our this to-do list content. So UiState to-do list content and is selection mode enabled, and we are seeing some warning here. We will pass the UiState here in preview. UiState is equal to remember to-do list UiState. Okay, and now we will go to our view model, and in here we hold that UiState in a state flow. So private val UiState mutable state flow to-do list UiState, and expose the immutable version of this UiState. UiState is equal to UiState dot as state flow. And now we will update that UiState when user long tap on any item. So UiState dot update it copy if selected selection mode enabled, and this will become true. And when user tap on any item and if selection mode is enabled, then we will select that item. So for that we apply a condition here that if UiState dot is selection mode value dot is selection mode, if it is not enabled, then we will run from here. And now we need to run the app and see those buttons. Actually we will see the error here because we missed to pass the UiState in this to-do list content. So here we access the UiState ViewModel dot UiState collect as state with lifecycle. Press Alt Enter to import this get value extension delegate function, and here we pass the UiState in our content, and now we will run the app. Okay, so our app is up and running, and if we long tap on any item, then we are seeing these buttons and we can select the other items as well. So now we will handle these two actions. So for that we go to our to-do list content, and in here we will pass these actions to our view model. So on action to-do list action cancel on click, and for this one on action to-do list action delete on click. So we haven't defined these in our to-do list action, so we go here and use a data object to-do list action, press Ctrl D, delete on click, and in our to-do list view model here we will handle these actions. So here in on action method we have a when condition, press Alt Enter add remaining branches, and in here we call the cancel on click method which currently not exist, and delete on click method which also not exist. So we will start with this delete on click method, press Alt Enter, create this function, and in that first we will get the selected items. So to to-do list dot filter and get the selected items, and now we will pass that into the repository selected items, and we are seeing the error. We will come back to this in just few seconds. So now here we need to update our to-do list and remove those items which are selected. So to-do list dot remove if item is selected, and we also need to turn off the selection mode. So UiState dot valid, actually UiState dot update it dot copy if selection mode enabled is equal to false. And we are seeing this error, so we go to our delete method in the repository, make copy of this one, which takes list of to-do model, and rename it to items, and in here we will remove the items which have where item is selected. So for that we traverse through these items dot for each index we have the to do here, and here to do array list dot remove if id is equal to do dot id. And that's it. So we go back to our to-do list view model, and in here we also need to handle the action cancel on click. So press alt enter and create this function, and in here we will revert back the selected item to the normal state. So for that we will access the to-do list and get the selected items just like this. And now we will update our traverse through these. Now we will traverse through these selected items for each index, item, and to do. And in here we will get the item index. So item index would be to do list dot index of to do, and now we will update the to do item with to do dot copy is selected is equal to false, and here we will update the to-do list item dot set item index and pass a updated to do. So items will be reverted to the normal state, and now we will update the UI state to turn off the selection mode. So now let's run the app and verify this. So our app is up and running. So we will select first two items here, tap on delete, and those items will be deleted, and select two items again and tap on cancel, then that will also be reverted back to the normal state. For just one thing that we need to do is here we show a toast items successfully deleted, and run the app again. Select multiple items from here and tap on delete, and items are deleted, and we are also seeing this toast message. So this is it for today's video. I hope this would be meaningful information for you. So thank you for watching. Bye.